welcome back. Today I've got a special lock clamped up in a vise, and that is called the FrAnKeN.
It's alive!
Yeah, this is an awesome lock. West Coast Picks made this, and I got it from Pick Me 1977. There's the bitting on the key. So pretty decent challenge lock bitting. It's got a low cut right there towards the middle of the key. But what you see right away is that this lock has two Bibles, and the second Bible is soldered to the first one. So we're going to see if we can't pick this lock. This lock is very unreliable to pick. I have picked it on multiple occasions, but however, it's camera shy. Sometimes I'll pick it in 2 minutes, and sometimes I'll give up after 10. So we'll see. I never seem to have the camera rolling when I get it going, but this lock does have one vulnerability that I am going to exploit. Now I only have to pick the top pins. So I made that little standard ScHlAgE shotgun, and it fits right in there. But since those keys are made to go flush with the core, or pins, the regular key works perfect. And there's no indentations on the keys, so it's only protection pins there, basically. So let's see if we can't get into this bad boy. So let me scoot my chair around just a little bit, because I got my vise at a slightly funky angle. There we go. And I'm going to actually start out with a fairly strong amount of tension. I'd say medium to heavy. I got a click from 1. Now pin 4 is binding, and you got to remember pin 4 on that key is that pin that sits all the way at the bottom. I think I just got pin 6 picked. Let's come back to the front. 1's bound. Just click from 2. Oh, 3 is bound big time. There we go. Got pin 3 and went into a false set. Now I'm getting rotation on 3, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, nothing on the rest of them. Counter on 1. I hear stuff dropping, and that's never a good sign. Okay, 4 dropped. And I may have just overdone pin 4. We'll see here in just a minute. That was pin 3. That's pin 4 I'm on now, so I don't want to push him up. Pin 5. Nothing from 6. See if I can get a little bit more out of 1. Okay, another click from 1, and I heard a ton of stuff just drop on me. Okay, and everything went springy. So let me stiffen the tension just to see. Okay, there's something. Nope, that was an overset, so this lock is back to being a pain to pick. Now, it is a fun lock just because it's challenging, but getting this thing on camera for you guys has not been easy. Okay. Felt a little bit of turn on 6 just now. And I tell you what, this lock has bent like 3 picks too. It hasn't broken them, but it has bent them, which means those picks aren't long for this world anymore. Okay, let me try my deforest. There's nothing there. And I did hear some stuff drop. Okay, there's pin 1. I'm clicking and grinding all over this sucker. Okay, I'm back to a slight false set. Okay, 3 just put me into a false set. And I'm open. Whew. Even with bypassing half that lock, it's a son of a gun to pick. So Harley, you outdid yourself on this one, man. This is a tough lock. But I didn't want it hanging around in the naughty bucket too long because you've already got a special blue friend in there. So let's get this thing and see what West Coast Picks put in it. Okay, this is going to be a fairly precarious gutting here. So let's use the Sparrow's ScHlAgE tool that Bobby Keys gave me. I'm sure I get all these other, I've been making some challenge locks and using this tray. Okay, that little pin's not coming out. So next thought is I'm definitely going to want to shim this. But I think I'm only going to shim the bottom. Because I don't think I can get 2 shims in here and still gut this thing. Ooh, maybe I can. It's pretty tight. Let's see. All right, double shimming it did the trick. All right, so let's go ahead and dump these key pins out. All right, so pretty nice pins. Few standards, but the pins that were modded were done very nicely. And no modifications to the plug here. It's all smooth. Okay. This is going to get interesting really quick. Let's go ahead and leave that shim in on the bottom. And we'll take the top pins out first. Hopefully that shim doesn't start flexing too much. I want to turn this plug around and start gutting from the other side here. Because I don't want to go past 3 pins on that. So let's flip this around. Pardon me for being quiet, but this is kind of a strange gutting. I'm concentrating on it quite a bit. Yeah, we have one standard in there. Alright, now that we got the top pins out, let's take the bottom pins out. Let's get these scrunched way down here so I got room on the tray. And I'll put the pins between my spring stacks to keep them separated here. That is organization for me, not for you guys. Okay, that spring's not wanting to come out. Nope. That pin is tight in there. There's the spring for that one. Okay, the bottom is only 5 pin. Alright, but I got some stuck springs here, so give me just a second to get these out. Okay, that one's not coming out. That one's stuck in there. Let's see if I can get 3 out. And that one's stuck in there. So the first ones might be soldered in. So let's take a look at this plug and, or not this plug, this crazy Bible, and see if there's any modifications in here. There's my little flashlight that only works half the time. Let's see if it's working today. Hey, it is after I tap it on the table. Looks like all these chambers are, well, not all of them. You see some threads there. It looks like the first 3 are threaded here. And maybe this first one here. It's hard to tell because the spring's there. The top part of the Bible is all smooth. Alrighty, so let's take a look at these pins that West Coast Picks made and put into this crazy awesome lock. Okay, so pin 1 is a standard. Pin 2 is a very nicely serrated. Pin 3 is also a single serration, very nicely done. A nice deep sharp spool in 4. 5 is another nice single serration, and 6 is another nice single serration. So for the drivers, I've got this guy here, nice serrated spool, and a nicely serrated, very, very sharp. I've got a spool, a standard, a serrated, and this wicked little guy here. It's a serrated spool. I got steel, copper, steel, copper on those springs. I imagine all the springs that are inside the bottom part were copper though, but all of these pins are kind of T-pinish. This one is T-pinish, but it's also stepped down and serrated. That one's kind of like a wedding cake. That one's kind of shaped more like a bullet. This one is reduced diameter and serrated, and this one is also kind of like a wedding cake. So West Coast picks, man. You made yourself a pretty cool lock here, and calling it the FrAnKeN ScHlAgE is exactly the right description I would have given it to. So thank you for making it, and Pick Me 1977. Thank you very much for sending me this. Everyone else, please stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you see a lock out there in the wild and you don't own it, you don't know who owns it, you don't want to know who owns it, leave it alone.